Most websites read like they were written by a committee of ghosts. Logos everywhere, vague, we help leading organizations do blah, 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 blah. Or we help every human being on earth language. Maybe a stock photo of someone smiling at a laptop. But when a real person lands on those pages and wonders, who actually knows this stuff? There's no one there. No names, no faces, no proof. That is a problem for both AI and for humans. People trust people. We don't trust logos. We don't trust brands. And AI systems are trained to look for the same exact signals. Real experts with real names, consistent bios, repeat bylines, and links that say, this person talks about this topic a lot, and others trust them enough to quote or invite them back. When those signals are missing, your content is easier to skip over in searches, shortlists, inboxes, and AI answers. In last week's work, you started to fix that by building anchor hubs. These are clear, structured pages that answer the big questions your audience asked early. This week, we're going to attach humans to those hubs. The goal is to make your internal experts findable and credible. By the end of this episode, you will have three things: 2 subject matter experts clearly defined as the brains behind your key topics, simple proof-backed mini bios or brief bios you can reuse on pages, decks, pitches, and in your PR, and 6 bylined article ideas ready to turn into articles, posts, or talks in January. In other words, on this week's SpinSucks podcast episode, I'll teach you how to stop looking like a ghost site and start leaving author footprints your audiences and the bots can actually follow.
If you're a communications pro who works hard, doesn't compromise quality, and gets the job done, welcome home. We'll share our tips, tricks, and stories, and together we will change the face of PR. Spin sucks, but we don't. With the SpinSucks podcast, here's Gini Dietrich.
Welcome back to the SpinSucks podcast. I'm Gini Dietrich. Before we get started, I have a little tidbit for you. Did you know that if you can't finish watching this right now, you can subscribe to the audio version of this show? We're on all of the platforms where you get your podcasts, including Spotify and Apple, or you can subscribe to our newsletter at spinsucks.com and get it in your inbox every Tuesday. When we talk about author footprints, we're talking about the visible, repeatable traces your experts leave across your content. Not just a name slapped on a blog post, not a one-line bio that says VP of Strategy. Author footprints are the pattern that says the person is real, they know what the heck they're talking about, and other people trust them enough to quote, invite, or hire them. In practice, it looks like this: a short, consistent mini bio that appears wherever they publish or present. Mine is like 3 sentences, I think. And consistency is key. They can't have one bio on the website, another on LinkedIn, and yet another in trade publications. It all should also demonstrate clear topics they can own. In other words, the same 2 or 3 themes that show up again and again. It also should include proof points such as talks, reports, marquee projects, media quotes, and awards. And it should link back to an anchor hub or resource page that collects their thinking. These anchor hubs is what you're working on right now, so you will link their bio back to the anchor hub. Individually, each of these things is small. Together, they form a trail. A buyer or a reporter or a partner or an analyst who clicks around your site can quickly see, oh, this is the person who really understands X, and they've been talking about it for quite a while. That's great. Now I know they're an expert. That trail matters for 2 reasons. First, humans. Most of us skim content, making snap judgments about who to trust. Right or wrong, that's what we do as human beings. Named experts who have lots of social proof and proof points from external sources lower the risk of having to do a bunch of time-sucking research. Because humans are humans, and we always look for the easy answer. Second, machines. AI systems don't just read your words, they look for patterns. They notice when the same name keeps showing up around the same topics. That's one of the ways you start to look like a source, not just another page. Your anchor hubs that you started building last week tell the world what you want to be known for. Author footprints tell the world who is behind that expertise and give both humans and bots a reason to believe you. All right, so let's get to work. Set a 60-minute timer and get your butt in gear. For the first 10 minutes, you're going to choose your first two experts. Just like we did with the anchor hubs, we're starting small on purpose. I want you to have all of this created by January, so start small. Think about the people inside your organization who always get pulled in for their opinion on things. Maybe it's the person that sales calls when a buyer has a weird edge case question. Or maybe it's the person who product leans on to translate features into benefits. Or maybe it's the person who already shows up in customer meetings, panel speaking engagements, and webinars. You have experts internally, that's who you're going to turn to. Those are your first two subject matter experts. Write their names at the top of your document. These are the humans you're going to make easier to find and trust. For the next 25 minutes, you'll focus on drafting an author block for each of them. This is what you'll drop onto an about page at the end of articles or on your anchor hub. Use this simple structure. Number one, who they are. Jordan Smith is Director of Customer Service at Acme Health, where they've helped more than 150 clinics simplify complex patient journeys. So that's who Jordan is. What they know. Jordan focuses on care coordination, patient communication, and operationalizing new technology inside busy teams. Where they've helped. Jordan has led CX projects recognized by Modern Healthcare and regularly speaks at the Connected Care Summit. And then how to cite them. Link their name to one or two existing assets, such as a blog post they've written or heavily shaped or slide deck, webinar replay, or report. Eventually, when your anchor hubs are published, you'll link to that. So who they are, what they know, where they've helped, and then cite them. Do this twice, one for each subject matter expert. It does not need to be perfect. It's going to change. It just needs to exist. You can and will update it later. So just get it done. Now you're going to spend 20 minutes to make your experts byline ready for January. For each, draft 3 short article talk post titles that map directly to the topics in your anchor hubs. They feel timely for the start of the year, so it might be planning, doing things better, avoiding mistakes, losing weight, eating better, eating more protein, lifting heavier, whatever it happens to be, and are specific enough that your audience can immediately see value. When you're finished, you'll have 6 byline ideas you can turn into blog posts or LinkedIn articles. Remember that AI answers really like LinkedIn articles that you can pitch these to industry pubs, again, really like earned media, or use as topics for webinars, podcast, or conference abstracts. Now take the last 5 minutes and drop each mini bio into your anchor hub or about page. Then add the 6 byline ideas to your content calendar or pitch tracker so that you're ready to go in January. That's it. In an hour, you've gone from ghost brand to 2 named experts with social proof and a pipeline of ideas to keep them visible. We've talked about how to spend an hour to get author footprints created. Now let's go through where your author footprints show up and how to know if it's working. You've done the hard part. You've turned internal brain power into clear, proof-backed humans. Now the job is to put those humans where people will actually see them. To do that, you'll think in 3 layers: on your site, in your content, and inside your workflows. There are specific areas on your website that should consistently display your subject matter expert footprints: anchor hubs, articles, blog posts, resources, the about page, and the contact us page. Each anchor hub should clearly feature the expert or experts who own that topic. Add a short bio block near the top or the bottom that includes their name, their brief bio, and links to more of their work. Wherever your subject matter appears as an author or key contributor, use the mini bio. If you have author pages, ensure their topics and proof points align with what you've just written. On the About Us page, create an expert section that groups subject matter experts by topic or audience, and then link each expert's name to the anchor hubs they support. On the Contact Us page, and where appropriate, introduce key experts as part of what buyers get access to. For instance, you'll work directly with Jordan Smith, our VP of Strategy, who blah, blah, blah. These placements make it easy for both humans and bots to connect. And one more thing, make sure that their bio that you're using on the website is consistent across everywhere. So all of their social media platforms need to be changed so they all match everywhere they have a bio. It needs to change and be updated with this mini bio. Anywhere your content travels, your experts can travel with it. That means in your white papers, your playbooks, your ebooks, your one-pagers, you'll add a short expert bio on the inside cover or back page. For webinars, videos, and podcasts, you'll use the brief bio on registration pages, show notes, and event descriptions. Repeat the who they are and what they know lines in your intro so the script matches the site. When you feature an expert's content in newsletters and email campaigns, you'll add a one-sentence version of their bio and link to the Anchor Hub. And in slide decks and proposals, you'll include their bios in Meet the Team and Who You'll Work With slides. Reuse the same language you have elsewhere so buyers see the same story everywhere. This is one of the biggest mistakes we all make. In fact, I just realized the other day that I updated my LinkedIn bio to have that I'm legend on Peloton, and I don't have that anywhere else. So I need to add that to the other places, either that or take it off LinkedIn, but I think it's funny, so I'm probably going to add it to other places. This turns every asset into another surface where your author footprints consistently appear. Experts stop becoming website decoration and they start driving deals and coverage. In sales and customer service email templates, you can drop in 1 or 2 sentences, something like, I've looped in Jordan Smith, our director of customer experience, who blah, blah, blah. And then link the expert's name to their bio or to their Anchor Hub page. You can also use them in proposals, RFPs, or QBR decks. Use the full mini bio on team pages and capability overviews. If you have a media room or media page on the website, create a spokespeople or expert section featuring your subject matter experts, their topics, and proof points. Include one click to download headshots, bios, previous quotes, and sample topics they could speak on. And for conference and award submissions, reuse the same bios when nominating speakers or submitting sessions. Over time, event organizers and judges notice the same names associated with the same expertise. And then finally, plug your subject matter expert into the places your team and the AI tools look for information, such as your internal wiki or knowledge base, in your AI knowledge packs as you're training your AI, and in your CRM. Now, of course, it would not be Gini Dietrich content without some measurement. I'm not going to make you do dashboards or Google Analytics or any math. Nope, it's going to be super, super simple. You'll look for both internal and external signals. From an internal perspective, if sales can copy and paste a subject matter expert intro into emails without rewriting it, you're winning. If people stop asking you for information on your SMEs and they just grab it from the website or internal wiki, you're winning. If new decks and one-pagers reuse the same expert blurbs instead of inventing fresh fluff every time, you are winning. If all you did this week was make it easier for your team to introduce your experts in a consistent, similar way, you are winning. And then from an external perspective, you now have 6 byline ideas ready to pitch or publish. Partners, event organizations, and journalists respond better when you send an SME with a clear mini bio and specific topic ideas. Prospects start asking for time with a particular person. Could we talk directly with the person who wrote that article or led that webinar? These are small anecdotal signs, but together they tell you your author footprints are working because your experts are becoming easier to find, easier to introduce, and easier to trust. Last week, you built your Anchor Hub so your best content has a home. This week, you're going to attach real humans to that content, experts with names, social proof, and clear topics they own. By now, you should have 2 subject matter experts identified as the brains behind your key topics, short proof-backed mini bios you can reuse everywhere, and 6 concrete byline ideas ready for January. That's the foundation of your author footprint strategy. No rebrand, no giant project, just an hour of work that makes you look a lot less like a ghost site and a lot more like a team of real people who know what they're talking about. Next week, Before US Thanksgiving, we're going to take those byline ideas and start turning them into content that AI and humans cannot ignore. So your newly visible experts don't just exist on your site, they start showing up wherever your audience is already paying attention. I'll see you next week for that. If you want to learn more about how to build your author footprints, join us in the SpinSucks community. It's a great place to get advice, brainstorm ideas, and build real relationships with your peers. You can find us at spinsucks.com/community. That's spinsucks.com/community. And make sure you follow us on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. We're posting tips, how-tos, cheat sheets, and more every week. I'll see you next week. Bye.